Question 4. Given that the sine of pi over 3 is equal to the cosine of pi over k, we need to state the value of the integer k. So we know that the sine of pi over 3 is root 3 over 2. So we should also know that the cosine of pi over 6 is root 3 over 2. So therefore k is equal to 6. If you are unsure, you can use your calculator to work that out. Okay, so part B, hence or otherwise find the general solution of the equation that's given here. And we need to give our answer in the simplest form in terms of pi. Now, we've got the cosine of something over here is equal to the sine of pi over 3, but we've just found that the sine of pi over 3 is equal to the cosine of pi over 6. So I can rewrite this equation as the cosine of 2x take away 5 pi over 6 is equal to, and instead of saying the sine of pi over 3, I can say the cosine of pi over 6. So that means that this here must be equal to the general solution of this here. So that tells me that 2x take away 5 pi over 6 must be equal to 2n pi plus or minus pi over 6. Okay, so I can now add 5 pi over 6 to both sides, so that's going to tell me that 2x is going to be equal to 2n pi plus 5 pi over 6 plus or minus pi over 6. And I can simplify this further because I can say, well, that tells me that x is going to be equal to n pi plus 5 pi over 12 plus or minus pi over 12. Okay, and I've just halved everything here. So I can now write down my two solutions. I've got x is equal to n pi plus, and if I do 5 pi over 12 plus pi over 12, which gives me 6 pi over 12, which is pi over 2. And I've got another solution where x is equal to n pi plus, and then this time we're going to do 5 pi over 12, take away pi over 12, which is 4 pi over 12, which is the same as pi over 3. Okay, so there's my two solutions, n pi plus pi over 2 and n pi plus pi over 3. Okay, now part C says hence, given that the cosine of this is equal to sine pi over 3, show that there is only one finite value for tan x and state its exact value. So let's try tan x for this here. So if I've got the tan of n pi plus pi over 2, that will just be equal to the tan of pi over 2 because it repeats itself every n pi times. That's just going to be the tan of pi over 2. So, and the tan of pi over 2 is actually undefined because there's an asymptote of pi over 2. So we can say for this particular result, we can say it's not finite. Okay, so it's not finite for this particular value because this is actually an asymptote of pi over 2. And I can take my other solution now, which is the tan of n pi plus pi over 3, which is just going to be equal to the tan of pi over 3. And the tan of pi over 3 is in fact equal to root 3. The tan of pi over 3 is equal to root 3. And that's the only solution. Okay, so this will be, therefore, and we're just showing that there's only one finite solution. So we can say, therefore, one finite solution. Okay, I hope that made sense. Thanks very much for joining me. I'll see you next time.